A homunculus coven rips through the webway into real space, looking for stock for their flesh-twisting experiments. Meeting them, the cult of the Fanged Shadow, looking for some stock of their own. Today on Odds of War.
Welcome back to another Odds of War Kill Team Battle Report. Tim,
Yes,
you're back.
I'm back. I got the Drukhari again.
The Drukhari, you say?
Yeah. So this list, I'm really excited about. This is one of the sub-factions of the Dark Eldar, or the Drukhari. I brought the Witch Cults and the Cabals last time.
What were those?
The Cabals. The Cabals last time. But with the release of the Elite Supplement, I brought the Haemonculus Covens. This is my favorite of the three subgroups. They're kind of like Hellraiser meets like Frankenstein's monster kind of deal. So
very nice.
They're super tough. At least they're supposed to be. Now, since the release of the Elite Supplement, you and I went through and looked at it. The data slate for the Wracks is strange. I think it's a first time in Kill Team where there's been a data slate that's different than how it is in 40K, where the Wracks basically have the same data slate as the Mandrakes in the book.
Yeah.
So they have like an 8-inch move, they have strength 4, the toughness 3, and their 3 attacks base. That's not how they are in 40K. I'd imagine this is going to be changed eventually.
Yeah.
So for the purposes of the game, all the Wracks here are going to be their 40K stats.
Yeah.
2 attacks, 7-inch move, toughness 4, strength 3.
Yeah, and we'll like in the description below, I'll just put like the stat line we're using for them, because again, we could play it as written, but I think it's pretty clear it's not.
It doesn't make
intended.
sense. I think it's a
not-
misprint.
Yeah.
So for this kill team, I've got a leader here, and I gave these guys all names I got off a random name generator, monster name generator. So I'm really excited about these names. My leader here, his name is Razorface. He's got a hex blade or a hex rifle, and a mind phase gauntlet. The hex rifle, a 36-inch sniper rifle with no long range penalty.
That is disgusting.
Yes, and it's strength 4, it's AP -1. It does mortal wounds on a wound rolls of 6+, which I think is interesting because you can make this guy's an Akathist, he's like the sergeant of the Wracks. You can make him a demolition specialist.
And then you get the pluses to wound.
Yeah, so you could potentially
Wow.
with the stratagem get him to doing mortal wounds on a 4+, which is crazy.
That's, wow.
Yeah, but for the purposes of this battle report, I'm just going to run him as the leader. And then the
I
mind
appreciate
phase.
your kindness.
Yeah, no problem. And then the mind phase gauntlet. It's just a strength user, AP 0 weapon, but it is damage 2. It's pretty cool. Moving on, I've got my demolition specialist here. He's got a liquefier gun. It's called.
That's like your version of a flamer, right?
Yeah, it's a strength 3 flamer, so it's a little bit weaker, but it's got a very real AP. So every time I fire it, I roll a D3, and it's minus that many for the result. So. His name is Foul Boy. I'm sorry, that's this guy here, Foul Boy. This guy is my heavy specialist. His name is Bone Pest, which I'm very excited about. He's got a gun called the Ossifactor, which basically, if you follow the fluff, it makes the victim's bones grow at like an alarming rate until they explode outward. How that is played on the tabletop is it's a 24-inch range, it's one shot. It always wounds on a 2+, and it's AP -3. If something is taken out of action, every model in 2 inches from the dying model takes a mortal wound on a 5+. So, pretty cool. And then my last specialist, of course, the big boy here. This is a grotesque. I love this guy. He is a monster, literally and figuratively. He's strength 5, he's toughness 5. He's got 4 attacks base. He's got an extra attack if he swings at you with his sword. Moves 7 inches.
He's just good.
He's just good. And then last but not least, I got 3 more Wracks rounding out. Oh, his name is Tombfoot, by the way. Like Bigfoot, but, Tombfoot.
From the tomb.
From the tomb, right. And then I got 3 Wracks here. The guy with the hooks is Dreadclaw. The guy with the cleavers is Warp Mouth. And the guy with the clubs.
Mouth.
Yeah, the guy with the clubs is Rot Freak. So I'm really excited to try these guys out. Like with all the Dark Eldar stuff in the Elite Supplement, if you take all of the same sub-faction, you get the Obsession trait. I am taking Prophets of the Flesh. It's the best, probably. It makes the 5-up invuln save that these guys get all of a sudden become a 4+ invulnerable save. When you pair that with the Power from Pain table, where they're already getting the 6-up to ignore wounds from battle round 1, it can get pretty gross.
Dirty.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do today. These guys should be pretty beefy and pretty scary.
We'll see. All right. So for me, I'm bringing again the Cult of the Fanged Shadow. I feel like I say it the same every time. That's just the Fanged Shadow.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's just like a mysterious.
There should be thunder in the background or something.
Something like that. As always, the intrepid leader Jorl Kraus will be taking the helm of the kill team
myth,
here.
the legend.
Yes, he's got a power pick and a bolt pistol.
Yeah.
I've finally named my heavy specialist. In fact, they're from the same brood. This is Jorl Kraus's brother, Rouse Kraus.
Oh, good.
Yes. So that's him. He's the heavy specialist. He's bringing along the seismic cannon, which is the clear and consistent MVP like every game.
It's good.
He's good. He's just good.
Yep.
There's nothing else to say about it other than he's good.
Yeah.
We're bringing the Aberrant again. Power pick for him. I'm making him the Zealot specialist. He's had a rough go of it.
Yeah.
A lot of games he's ended up just whiffing and not getting any work done.
Yeah.
I have high hopes that this will be the time that changes. I'm glad that I made him a Zealot specialist now seeing your team because the Zealot obviously gets the +1 to the strength. He's base strength 5, so that'll at least put him to strength 6 for helping out against your grotesque, which I imagine there's going to be...
They have to clash. If Tombfoot and the Aberrant don't clash somewhere in the center board, then we've done this totally wrong.
Right. I'm considering, you heard it here first, I think I'm going to name him the Anvil.
Okay,
because he's, he's not really a hammer unit, but he is the toughest thing on the team.
Sure.
So he's the Anvil of which you should crash your hopes upon.
I like it. Okay.
And then I've got a combat specialist, Acolyte Fighter, with the heavy rock drill. I took because I think it's an awesome weapon.
It's great.
But actually I think it'll do some good work here. Perhaps the heavy rock cutter would be more efficient with its special rules, but I like the rock drill.
That's the one that keeps doing mortal wounds if
on
you
a
keep
2-up,
rolling.
then 3-up, then 4-up.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little more fun, a little more play, because you have your power from pain, the 6-up, feel no pain, rather than the rock cutter where it's just take you out of action. I thought this would be a little more fun.
Sure.
Then dropping down to non-specialists, ever present the hybrid metamorph with the cult icon. Someone in your list has got to take a cult icon because the reroll ones in combat is too good to ignore.
And the range is pretty long, right? 12 inches or something
6
like that?
inches.
6 inches. Okay.
6 inches with a 1 command point tactic to increase it to 12.
That's right. Okay.
So you can just, if you need it to really reach, you just pop that. And you get to do that at the start of the fight phase. So you can move and then determine whether or not you need it without having to worry about that.
That's good.
A hybrid metamorph leader with bone sword and rending claws. He's been downgraded to a non-specialist because he's. We'll see. He might be on the chopping. He's also had a rough go of it, but he might be on the chopping block.
Oh man.
He might be too many points for what he's getting. Well, everything's T3 5-up save.
Yeah.
So when he's a lot more points for his extra weapon bonuses and things like that, so it may not be worth it. Then an Acolyte Fighter with demolition charges. I'm really excited about these. I've yet to actually get to throw one. Yeah. They're only one-use weapons. I've not actually gotten to ever throw one. I've never gotten him close enough to actually throw it. He either dies before or he charges or gets charged.
Okay.
But we're going to try...
I will also allow you to kill Tombfoot with the demolition charge.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Then we've got 2 neophytes with autoguns and 1 neophyte with a shotgun. These guys are ideally my objective holders. Yeah. Speaking of, the mission we're going to be playing is Objective Ultima. That's from the Elites book, and we'll talk about that as normal once we get set up and get going. Any questions? Oh yeah, I'm playing Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor. Yep. So +1 to my cult ambush rolls, which I think are going to be big, and if I can get some good cult ambushes, that's going to be huge. Hopefully set the pace of the game for me.
Sure.
Any questions about thing or anything else you want to say?
No, I don't think so. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a bloodbath in the middle.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Let's do it.
All right.
We are all set up for the start of the game here. The Haemonculus Covens kill team, eager to flay, you might say.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the Cult of the Fanged Shadow here. Also looking pretty eager to get into it. Just to talk really quick about the mission, we are playing Objective Ultima. Mm-hmm. There's 5 objectives on the table. One here, here, one directly in the center, and then 2 mirroring those other 2. So what this means for our objective play is at the end of every battle round, you'll score a certain number of points equal to the number of objectives you hold in addition to the primary objective, which is the center. So you have to hold the center plus at least 1 more objective to gain any points. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty straightforward. Just whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game wins. Battle round 4 is the potential ending as normal with a variable 5 and 6. Just to talk about the scouting phase really quick, the Drukhari picked take forward positions. The ever cunning Genestealers picked eliminate sentries.
Ready for it.
Yep, so they were ready. So actually, would you like to take your forward positions move?
I would. So it's going to be with just Mr. Tombfoot here.
Okay.
And he's going to move here.
Okay, he's going to move there. So with that, that's going to probably take him out of line of sight from most of anything. So my eliminate sentries, I think perhaps I'll have to check if my auto gun here can see with a 24-inch range, but I'll just check that off camera, and if he can, then we'll take our shots, and if not, then that'll be it for scouting phase, and we'll resolve our cult ambush next. All right, we are done with our cult ambushes. Some big plays here have happened. Our demolition charge and 1 auto gun neophyte here moved over this way with cult ambush. We had a big set of advances from our cult ambush here. The anvil, our zealot specialist, rolled a 5, giving him an 11, letting him shoot forward. We're going to get to see a real fun combat almost immediately.
It's going to happen
here. Meanwhile, our icon bearer and our metamorph leader both also got their cult ambushes off, taking an early controlling of the objective here. Mm-hmm. Rouse Kraus, noted heavy specialist of the Cult of the Fanged Shadow, got his cult ambush. Moving up onto here, I'm really happy with this because I've got a good sight onto your team back here,
yep.
But I'll always have obscurement at least for being both elevated and behind this little raised bit here.
Yes.
And then everybody else just basically hung back. So that's a cult ambush. And with that being done, we're ready to go into the first initiative phase.
Yes.
So let's see. This is going to be really important, actually, on who gets this, because it's going to be really telling for that first combat. All right.
Right. A 7.
5. Okay. That is that. So we'll go into movement phase coming up next. We are still at the top of the movement phase here. I've elected to use the 1 CP stratagem decisive move, but sensing this, Tim, you've also elected to use decisive move. So we go to a roll-off. So actually, to note, we both pick the model before we roll off. Yeah. I'm picking the anvil.
And Tombfoot.
Yes, because we both want the first turn charge here. So roll off.
Oh no!
Oh, there we go. So both of us are down a command point. And then I'll get to move. I of course get to move the anvil first. You do get your reaction though, because I'm declaring a charge with him.
So no guns,
so no guns.
I obviously want to fight. So
you don't want to retreat. Okay, so we'll just go ahead. We'll just go ahead and roll our charge right now. With a 9, that's going to make it in. We'll go ahead and move him off camera, and then we'll do the rest of the Drukhari movement coming up. So Drukhari are done moving. Our 2 Wracks here, what are their names again?
These guys here?
Yes.
So the guy with the club is Rot Freak, and this guy is Dreadclaw with the hooks.
So Rot Freak and Dreadclaw have charged into the anvil to support Tombfoot.
Yeah.
So hopefully the anvil can survive the combats here to be able to at least swing. Our leader with the hex rifle has readied up. Our heavy specialist here, Bone Pest.
Bone Pest,
yeah. He advanced, moving over here, and then we've got our other two Wracks.
Yeah, Foul Boy and Warp Mouth.
Yes, both moved up here. So that's it for Drukhari movement phase. We're going to go ahead and do Genestealer Cult's movement phase right after this. All right, a lot has happened here in the Cult of the Fanged Shadow movement phase. Our demo charge acolyte charged into this rack, but not our demolition specialist here. We just did that off camera because there was no Overwatch. We made it in. Our autogun wielding neophyte here advanced. Shotgun wielding neophyte advanced to hold this objective. Ural Kraus advanced over here to tuck behind cover, holding this objective. Our autogun wielding neophyte here moved up. He's now controlling the center objective, but he just moved, didn't advance. We rolled a 1 here for our combat specialist. So he's not too happy. He's tucked up behind this cover because I wanted to stay outside of the 8-inch range of our demo specialist, who's right here, because that liquefier gun's kind of scary.
Foul Boy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, our icon bearer charged in here to support our anvil.
Yes.
And Rouse Kraus, unafraid, valiantly strolls to the edge of the building here, ready to fire. The last thing we have to do in this movement phase is we're taking our metamorph leader and we're charging it into our heavy specialist, Bone Pest.
Bone Pest.
Yep.
I feel like Bone Pest should retreat here.
Oh, really?
I think that's actually the right call.
Okay, you're going to retreat. So you're going to take a 3-inch backwards. I actually thought you were going to take the Overwatch.
Yeah, I feel like Bone Pest has got to retreat, because if he retreats there, then that's going to be like a 10-inch charge-ish, 9 or 10-inch charge with this thing. So I think that's what he's going to have to do.
Okay, so he's just going to retreat. All right. Well, I'll just go ahead and, since we're recording, I'll just go ahead and roll my charge range.
Oh my God.
Well, say hello, Bone Pest.
No.
Boom. Man, when you get good cult ambushes, the Genestealer cults are really fast. So we're gonna go ahead into the shooting phase coming up right after this. We are in the shooting phase for round 1 here. You might notice we actually moved these guys back. We made a slight error. We elected to retreat with Bone Pest, but actually, since he had already taken a move this phase, that would not have been a legal move. So actually, his only option is Overwatch. So we're just going to go ahead and roll that now. So just one shot.
Oh, okay.
Which does hit. Okay.
Wounds on it 2. Bone Pest.
Gets the wound.
Gets the wound. AP -3.
-3, no save.
1 damage.
1 damage. So injury roll. Now, speaking of the injury roll, I was back here with intervening terrain.
Sure.
So this injury roll will be at a -1.
All right. 2.
Okay, so it's just a flesh wound on him. And then we're just keeping, since I rolled the boxcars, we're just keeping that. And so we make combat, but with a flesh wound. So now that's all straightened out.
Yep.
So you can just go ahead and delete that comment. All right. And
typing and just like, fine.
Just like, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, we're ready to go into shooting phase. Yeah. Starting off with readied models, which is, of course, our leader here.
Yeah, Razorface. So Razorface is going to shoot at this guy that's on the objective in the middle.
Yes, the only one holding the objective. Now, from here, it does look like we'd be obscured.
Yes.
Yes.
I would agree with you.
A -1 to hit, but no long range.
No long range penalty for the hex rifle. So he's hitting on a 4. Does miss.
Misses. Okay, that's huge. Very good for the Genestealer cults.
Now I'm going to burn my last command point here to do fire and fade with him.
Okay.
So I'm just going to move the leader here, so I don't have him so far out in the open.
Yes, yeah.
And
that's big because I think,
there.
just looking at it, I think that's going to take him out of the 12-inch range from Rouse Kraus.
That's the goal, or at least it's not.
Absolutely.
Okay, so he's not out of range, but he's at least obscured.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So cool. So then actually we'll just go ahead and we'll go into our autogun wielding neophyte here. He's going to fire into your demolition specialist. Now we are within 12 inches with that move. So we've got our rapid fire 2 gun. So no long range penalty, but we're definitely obscured there.
Okay.
So these are going to be hitting on 5s. Okay, so we got 1 hit. Now this is a strength 3 gun to your
4.
Now again,
don't yell at us.
Note, yeah, we are using the 40k stat line because we truly believe that this was a misprint. That Wracks are toughness 4 and not movement 8 and all that.
And 3 attacks base and all that nonsense.
Right. So this is going to be a 5 to wound, no wound.
Okay.
All right. So he's shot. Then lastly, we've got. The man, the myth, the legend, Rouse Kraus.
Yes.
He's going to also fire into the demolition specialist. Now, from this angle, there's going to be no obscurement.
Yeah.
We are within the 12-inch range, so we're going to fire our shortwave profile. So that's going to be 2 shots. We're looking for 4s here. No hits. That's going to be fails. Okay. And actually, that's going to be it for the shooting phase. So we're going to go ahead and go into the fight phase for round 1, coming right up. All right, we are in the fight phase for round 1, and at the beginning of the fight phase, I'm going to be using Mesmerizing Gaze. So I'm out of command points now, so I'm going to try to decrease the attacks characteristic of Tomb Foot here by 1. So I roll a d6 on a 4-up, it's decreased. There you go.
All right.
So he's got -1 attack.
He's mesmerized.
He's mesmerized. The anvil and him, actually, what it is like they're
it's a love story.
Yeah, they're actually like friends. They're like, you're my best friend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just embrace each other.
Yeah. They're like, oh, let's do this.
All right.
Okay. And with that, we're gonna start off with charging models. Starting with the player who has initiative, so that's one of our 2 Wracks here.
Yeah, so a Dreadclaw here, the guy with the hooks, he's going to swing into the Aberrant first to see if he can chip a wound off.
Absolutely.
So he's sitting on 3s, 2 attacks, both miss.
Both miss.
All right.
That's looking good. So we're just going to go ahead and just do this right and proper now with the anvil. So he's got 2 attacks base, +1 for being a Zealot Specialist. So that's going to be 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s for the banner.
Nice.
All right, so we roll a 2, of course. All right, so that's 2 hits.
Yeah.
Now, he's normally strength 5, but +1 for being a Zealot.
For being a Zealot.
So strength 6, so 3s to wound. We get 2 wounds. These are AP -2, but you have your 4-up invuln.
4-up invuln. Pass 1, fail 1.
Pass 1, fail 1. This is D3 damage.
Okay.
For 2 damage.
And I got a 6-up Inured to Suffering save. No. So he takes 2 wounds.
Okay, so he's taken 2 wounds, and he's got 4 wounds?
4 wounds
correct?
total, yes.
Yes, okay. All right, and of course, both with the rack and now the anvil here, there will be no consolidation or pile-in because we're already all in base to base.
Yeah.
All right, so next up is going to be your other rack here.
Yeah, so that is Rot Freak. Sorry,
Rot
he's
Freak.
going to swing into the Aberrant as well.
Okay.
So 2 attacks again. 2 hits this time.
Okay.
And then he's got his Haemonculus tools, which is a 4-up, poison, wounds, everything on the same, doesn't matter what your toughness. So 4-up, 2 wounds, but no AP.
No AP, so these are going to be 5-up saves, which we fail both. Oh no, is the anvil dead right here?
Does he get the feel no pain on this one? Okay.
Oh, no, he doesn't have a feel no pain, he's got to reduce all damage by 1 to a minimum of 1.
Gotcha, okay.
So,
they're both
yeah, so it's just going to be an injury roll.
All right,
then.
injury roll. 3.
That's just a flesh wound. Very nice. Okay. So next up, we'll just go ahead and keep going with this combat, and we'll fire off our banner bearer. He's got a rending claw and a metamorph talon. Since you have your invuln, there's no point in using the rending claw, so we're just going to use the metamorph talon.
Sure.
So this is going to be 3 attacks. You get +1 to hit for the metamorph talon.
Okay.
So it's going to be 2s, re-rolling 1s.
Nice. Okay, 3 6s.
Wow.
Anything for that?
Yeah. And then that's strength 4 to toughness 4. So 4 is to wound.
Okay.
No wound. Okay. Well, we replied with 666 with a big old whiffer.
Okay.
All right. Now, so that's all the charging models over here.
This guy here.
Yeah. So left we have our demolition man, or I should say our demolition charge man, and then our metamorph leader over here. So let's just go ahead and do the demolition charge acolyte. All right. So He's got 2 attacks just with his little neophyte, or sorry, acolyte fists. These are going to be hitting on 3s into your guy.
Yep.
So 1 hit, and this is strength 4 to toughness 4, so 4s. We get the wound.
All
No
right.
AP though.
4 up. Got it.
Got it. Okay, and then last thing we have to do for charging models is our metamorph leader.
Into Bone
Pest. Now into Bone Pest indeed. So he's got 4 attacks base. We're going to use again the metamorph talon here. So it would be a -1 to hit for his flesh wound, but then a +1 to hit for the metamorph talon. So we're back to hitting on 3s with this guy. So 4 attacks hitting on 3s. All right.
Very good.
That's very nice. And then these are going to be wounding on 4s. Okay. Well, how
Good job,
about
Bone
that?
Pest.
Bone Pest doing work. So that's going to be it for charging models. So we'll go to non-charging models.
All right.
Do you want to save the best for last?
Yes,
Let's
absolutely.
do it. All right.
So Bone Pest is going to respond. He's not a big fan of that, what that guy just did. So hitting on 3s, 1 hit.
1 hit.
And then
Toughness
4 to
3.
wound. 4 to wound
4.
with Haemonculus tools, so
Yep.
that does wound.
All right, 5 up. No.
Oh, all right, so do an injury roll again. 5.
Out of action.
Out of action.
See,
Bone
this is
Pest takes his first head.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about this expensive metamorph leader. Because,
Just dying.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. There's his story. All right, so let's go ahead and do this one next.
All right, so Rot Freak. He's going to swing into that gentleman, and he hits once.
Okay.
Homunculus tool, so his wounds on a 4. No wounds.
Okay, so we're safe there. So then we have the most important one for last, Tombfoot.
Tombfoot. So
Ever the gentleman.
Ever the gentleman. Even though he got his attacks reduced to 3, he's going to swing at you with his monstrous cleaver, which gives him an extra attack.
Perfect.
So at least he's going to go back to his base attacks of 4, but it's not something crazy like 5 or, God forbid, 6 if he charged you.
Yeah.
So hitting on 3s with the monstrous cleaver, and they all hit.
All hit. Very
Strength
nice.
5.
Toughness 4.
So 3s to wound. That's 4 wounds.
Okay.
At AP -2.
So those are going to go straight through my 5-up armor save.
Okay.
And then what's the damage value?
Just 1 on each.
Just 1. Okay, so then just an injury roll, a 3
3.
plus 1 for the flesh wound that I have is going to be an out of action result.
Goodbye, Anvil.
The anvil, he did
struck
his
first,
job,
but he...
which is not the appropriate order for
Yeah.
an anvil.
Yeah, well, he's still figuring out his name.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So that's actually going to be it for the fight phase, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll just go ahead and go straight into the morale phase. The Genestealer cults, we've got 2 out of action. We brought 10 originally, so we don't even have to check for breakage, and we have no flesh wounds on the table thanks to those out of action results. So that's that. Dark Eldar have no flesh wounds either. Just the 2 wounds we did to Tombfoot, but no flesh wounds there.
Correct.
So that's going to be it for morale. Scoring, all right, Drukhari will score nothing because they don't hold the primary objective, which is here. So I hold that, and then I hold 1, 2, and then you have more models on this one. So just 2 points for the Genestealer cults. If you're ready, sir, we'll just go right into initiative phase for round 2.
7.
And 11.
All right.
So Genestealer cults with the initiative. We'll go ahead and do our movement phase, and we'll come right back after this. Okay, so we're at the top of the movement phase for round 2. Genestealers were taking their movement, or about to take their movement, I should say, and then Tim here has elected to use decisive move. I'm not going to contest it, even though I probably ought to. And you're going to be moving Tombfoot, you said?
Yes, sir.
So, and he's going to be charging.
Mr. Rouse-Krause.
Yes. So Rouse-Krause valiantly is not. He's not going to.
He's no
retreat.
chump.
He's no chump. He's going to fire because this is a prime chance to paste Tombfoot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to fire our shortwave profile.
Yeah.
But it's only hitting on 6s.
Here it comes.
Well, I roll 1 out. I roll a 3 and a 1. So
Okay.
no hits there. So your charge range, my
So
friend.
it is round 2. So if I totally chunk this, I can actually re-roll it. But that
a
should
7
be
is
fine.
gonna get you in there.
Okay, so I'll move him up, and I'll move him like right around here.
So there you go. So he's charged in, and that'll be that. So we'll go ahead and take the rest of our movement for the Genestealers. We'll be right back. All right, so we are at the end of the movement phase. Just to go over what we did. Our shotgun wielding neophyte here, ready
Well,
to...
end of your movement phase.
Yes, excuse me. Yeah, end of my movement phase. Our shotgun neophyte readied up here in case anything moves in to range. Autogun neophyte moved over this way, ducking behind some cover, trying to get some cheeky shots over this way. Our demolition charge neophyte stayed in combat. Our icon bearer stayed in combat. Kraus stays in combat because he has to, because he just got charged. We readied up our autogun cultist here, and we were at a 9-inch charge range here for our combat specialist heavy rock drill into the demolition specialist. So we just did it off camera because there was no overwatch with the liquefier gun being an 8-inch flamer. We rolled exactly what we needed, a 9 to make it in there. And then Yorl Kraus just readied up onto his objective in case anything moves close enough. So that's it for Genestealer's movement phase. We'll go ahead and go into Drukhari movement phase next, coming up after this. Right, so we are mid movement phase for the Drukhari. What we've elected to do is
Rot Freak.
We've fallen back with Clubman.
Dreadclaw.
We've fallen back with Dreadclaw, and now Rot Freak is going to charge both our icon bearer and our neophyte here. So our neophyte luckily has just a little bit of line of sight here, so he's going to fire his auto gun in Overwatch. So looking for 6s, no. And then we'll throw a blasting charge, which is a D6 pistol, into Rot Freak here. So D6 shots for 6 shots.
Uh-oh.
But hitting on 6s. 1 hit. This is strength 3, so 5s to wound.
Uh-oh.
Gets the wound.
Come on, Rot Freak. Oh, no.
Oh, injury roll.
6 up.
Oh, that's right, 6 up.
No.
No, okay, injury roll. That's out of action.
My God.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
man.
Rot Freak.
Woo. Good job, icon bearer. All right, so we were talking about it. The outcome of that charge was going to massively change what we do here. All right, so we're done with the Drukhari movement phase. Our heavy specialist Bone Pest moved up, making his way slowly to the middle objective. Our leader readied. Our Wrack, what's his name here, this one?
This guy's name, oh man, is Warp Mouth.
So Warp Mouth has fallen back, and then that's going to be it. So that's movement phase all done up. We'll be going into the shooting phase coming up right after this. So we are in the shooting phase for round 2, starting off with readied models. Genestealer cults have 3 models readied. These 2, of course, have no valid targets, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove those. They won't be participating ultimately. But we do have our autogun cultist here. And then he is... I was considering firing over here at your leader, but the likelihood of landing that, because that's going to be 1 shot at long range and obscured, it's not going to work. So we're just going to fire our 2 shots close range here into your heavy specialist.
Mr. Bone Pest.
But of course you will be obscured.
Okay.
So these will be hitting on 5s. We get 1 hit.
Alrighty.
And it'll be wounding on 5s. No. Okay, so that's him fired. Next up is going to be your leader.
Yes. So the leader is going to fire at this gentleman over here.
Yes, our demolition charge guy.
Yep.
He'll get pasted before he gets to even throw his grenades.
He will be obscured though.
Okay. So hitting on
most
4s.
likely. Yeah, so hitting on 4s. Does
Gets
hit.
a hit.
Strength 4. Toughness 3.
Toughness 3.
All right, so 3's to wound. Does
Gets
get
a
a
wound.
wound. AP -1.
AP -1, so we get a 6-up save.
6-up save.
No.
No. All right.
And damage?
Injury roll?
Injury roll is
one.
just going to be a
just
flesh wound. Very nice. So we do, in fact, get to throw our demolition charge, which is nice. So next up, the only things left to fire is going to be Genestealer cult models. So we'll just go ahead and...
And Bone Pest.
Oh, excuse me, and Bone Pest, yes. So actually, yeah, with that being said, let's see. Our demolition charge, oh yes, well within 6 inches. Let me just double check the stats of the demolition charge, because it's actually the first time I'm getting to throw it. We'll be right back with it. We double checked our demolition charges. It's a grenade D6, 6-inch range, strength 8, AP -3, D3 damage, 1 use. So we're going to fire into Bone Pest with that. So it's going to be D6 shots for 3 shots. Now these 3 shots were ballistic skill 4, but we are obscured, so that makes it 5. We have a flesh wound, makes it 6. Okay. So that being said, we're gonna just spend 1 command point for gritted teeth to ignore our flesh wound.
Okay.
So then we'll just be back to hitting on 5s. So 3
Okay.
shots hitting on 5s. No hits.
All right.
All right, so that is that. He's fired. We're done there. And then it'll be a Bone Pest up next.
A Bone Pest. All right. A Bone Pest is going to shoot at this gentleman here in the
Yes.
center. And I believe it's within half.
You should be within half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you're not going to, there's no obscurement here because we're wide out in the open.
Okay. Even from these boxes in the middle?
Well, because you'd be looking from your head, right? So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. So he's hitting on 3s.
You get the hits.
2s to wound. Oh, I saw it happen. Not good. So here's what we're going to do. Spend the CP
For a reroll?
for, I don't know, I don't think for a If I can test this, then you're not controlling it, correct?
Correct.
So if I move him up
I see.
with a little...
Yes, I see what you're doing there. That's a tough call, man, because you either contest it and then no one scores anything, or you potentially take
'em off.
me out and no one scores anything. But the potentially take me out is not guaranteed,
Right.
whereas the move is a guaranteed to
right.
shut down the points.
So
for
yeah,
a
I
bit.
think I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So he's going to fire and fade, and
All
he's
right.
going to move up to there.
Okay. Great. So then the last bit of shooting is going to be from our autogun cultist here, and he'll just go ahead and I was going to fire at your leader, but he would be a bit obscured from this terrain here. So we'll just
Yeah.
fire into this rack who's wide out in the open.
Okay.
So that's going to be 2 shots hitting on 4s for 2 hits, wounding on 5s for no wounds.
Okay.
Okay. And that is going to be it for the shooting phase. Next up, we have the combat phase coming up after this. We are in the combat phase. We're starting off here with our combat specialist, but before we swing, before anything, we are activating Raise the Icon. So my icon bearer hoists it up and says, "Guys, look at this."
Hey, over here.
Hey. So now that increases his range to 12 inch, which is enough to pull in our combat specialist. So he's got 3 attacks, 2 base plus 1 for combat. He'll be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s for the icon. And
nice.
of course, this is going into your demolition specialist here.
Yes.
3s, re-roll 1s.
Oh, very good
Very
start.
good.
Come on,
Very
foul
good.
boy.
All right, this is going to be strength 8, so 2s to wound.
2s to wound.
That's going to be 3 wounds. AP is -3, but you have your 4-up in bone.
Here it comes. 3 4-ups, no problem. Okay, 2 fails.
Okay,
Oh.
just 1 damage.
Okay.
So that'd be 2 saves you failed, 2 6-ups.
2 6-ups. Oh, got one.
But we got 1. So we'll just go straight to our injury roll.
Yes.
We're looking for a 4-up. No,
Oh.
it's just a flesh wound.
Could've
All
been
right,
cool.
so then next up is the illustrious Tombfoot.
All right, so my man is going to swing at you with his monstrous cleaver.
Yes,
So
that's gonna
that'd
be 6 attacks
6
on the
attacks
charge.
total on the
Yeah,
charge.
brutal.
Very nice. So 6 attacks into Rouse Kraus. hitting
Rouse
on
Kraus.
3s. Fails 1. All right, so far so good. Wounding on 2s. Strength 6 for his
Okay. All right.
zealotyness. Oh, all right. So that's 4 wounds at -2.
4 wounds at -2, go straight through.
1 damage.
Injury roll.
Oh, Rouse.
Out of action. Sorry, Rouse. You done goofed. All right, and then you can take, 3-inch. Also, I would have taken
Yeah,
a little
take your little
consolidate and everything. Okay, and then now you get to strike back with your demolition specialist.
Yep. So he's got 2 attacks. He's hitting on 3s. Or he's hitting on 4s because of his flesh wound.
Ooh.
So he does not hit.
Comes in clutch. All right, so then that's it for the combat phase.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to go to morale phase. Now, the Genestealers have 3 that are out of action, right here, and then 1 with a flesh wound, so that's 4. So I don't have to test for breakage, but I do have to take a nerve check here. Now I have a +3 because I have 3 out of action. Let's see, are we within 2 here? Yeah. Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so a +2 to my roll. Now he is leadership 7, if my memory is correct. So basically I need to roll not a 6.
There you
Okay,
go.
we're good. All right, and then now for the Drukhari, we've got 1 out of action.
Yep.
2 with the flesh wound. So that's 2 total, so no break check. But you do need to do a nerve test here. Now, what's his leadership?
His leadership is 7, I believe.
7, okay. So you can't fail then, because you have a +1 for your out of action, but then a -1 for your not shaken here.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Okay.
So let's talk about scoring. Nobody's going to score anything, because we are contesting this objective right here. So no one scores any points this round, so that keeps it at 2-0 in favor of the Genestealers. So we'll go to round 3 now, initiative phase.
Oh.
A 5 and a 5. Okay.
Rack it up. A 9.
4. All right. So Drukhari with the initiative in round 3. We'll go straight into that after this. Okay. So we're done with the Drukhari movement phase. Our rack here. Warp Mouth?
Yes.
I'm going to get this. We're going to do Warp Mouth charged in.
Yep.
I did not elect to fall back, or I'm sorry, retreat, and then because I didn't think a 3-inch would matter there because they were so close. And he has no ranged weapons at this point because his demo charges are 1 shot. So we just made that in. We rolled it off camera. Our leader moved over a little bit. We were a bit worried about a charge from this neophyte, so he moved just to make the charge a bit longer. Our guy here...
that is Dreadclaw.
Dreadclaw, he moved to the opposite side of the objective here, still controlling it, but basically, again, just trying to increase my charge range there. Of course, you'll notice a big honking Tombfoot in the middle of the board now. He rolled boxcars. There was no Overwatch because I elected to retreat here, try to make this charge a bit longer because he had to go down it. But he rolled boxcars, so he made it in easily. So now, and then Bone Pest is controlling the center objective as well. So Drukhari in a strong position this turn. We're going to see if the Genestealer cults can do a little trick of their own here and make some magic happen. We'll go ahead and do their movement phase. Too. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So Drukhari, Foulboy, he fell back from my combat specialist, and we used the 1 CP stratagem, Cruel Deception, which allows him to still fire this phase, even though he fell back.
Yes.
All right. So we'll go ahead and do the Genestealer cults up next. All right, so Genestealer cult movement phase is over. We just did this charge off camera because there was no Overwatch. Our icon bearer easily making it into
Dreadclaw.
Dreadclaw. There we go. Our demolition charge guy remains locked in combat. We fell back here with our combat specialist because since he started the movement phase, this is one of the weird rules interactions. Since he started the movement phase within an inch, his only options are to take a fallback or remain stationary. So I fell back because it gets me just out of 8 inches from the flamer here, which is very important. This flamer is very influential.
He's basically just like denied 8 inches around.
Yeah, I mean, he's not firing, but he's locking down an area. We did attempt a really long charge here with our shotgun guy. He doesn't have any line of sight, but we declared Bone Pest and Tombfoot there, but we did fail our charge. I elected not to take any of the extra movement because why would I open myself up to more fire? Although in reflection, what I should have done was just move him out to fire at Bone Pest to at least help a little bit, but there you go. Yor Kraus just shifted up a little bit to potentially get a move in the next turn. But for now, he's hiding because of Bone Pest. The last thing we have to do is our autogun wielding neophyte here is going to be charging into our leader.
Razorface.
Yes, Razorface. Would you like to take your Overwatch? Because you can't retreat because you moved already.
Yes, I would. Here we go. Yeah, baby.
Oh, no.
I think it's the second time he's done that.
That is.
So, wound, mortal wound, in addition to...
Right, so it's just going to be 1.
So yeah.
Yeah, so injury roll. That's going to be just a flesh wound. Okay.
I think I might just burn my last CP.
CP to reroll
try to kill this bastard because you've been rolling really hot on your saves. Nope.
Okay, so still just flesh wound. So it's our charge next with an 8. Would you measure that up for me?
Yes.
Would an 8 get me in?
Yes, it would.
Okay, so
Only
Innate
just.
gets this in. That's very nice. We like that. Okay, so that's going to be it for the movement phase. We're going to go ahead and go into the shooting phase, coming right up. All right, so shooting phase here is going to be a really short one. The only model that is eligible to shoot is Bone Pest here. Technically, our flamer here, what's his name? Man, I'm going to get these names.
Foul Boy.
Foul Boy technically can shoot because of that stratagem or tactic usage, but he either has models that are in combat, so they're ineligible, or out of range. So that's lucky for me. But at the start of the shooting phase, I'm going to spend a stratagem for Acidic Spit. So pick an enemy model within an inch of a model from your kill team and roll a dice on a 5-up. That model suffers 1 mortal wound. Now the question actually, I said I was going to do it to him, but the question is I actually could just take your leader out
That
here,
is true.
which would be pretty influential, I think. So actually, yeah, I think I'm going to do it
on him?
to the leader. Yeah, so on a 5-up, it's going to be a mortal wound. No. Okay, that's fine. All right, so then we can just go straight into the shooting with Bone Pest.
Bone Pest. He's going to shoot.
Into our combat specialist.
Drill
yes.
Man. That's a hit.
Hit.
Wounds on a 2. Does wound.
It's the wound.
-3.
-3, no save. Injury
So,
roll.
Injury roll.
Is out of action. Do you want to spend a CP to re-roll that injury roll?
I don't have any left. Or else I totally would.
Okay. All right. Well, all right then. Okay, so that's it. He's out of action. That's a real shame. That's really the last model that could really sort of contest with Tombfoot. So Tombfoot now basically has run of the board to run amok.
As he should.
Yeah.
As is his right.
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to be going into the combat phase coming up right after this. So we are in the combat phase. We're ready to go. Starting off with charging models and models with, or the team with initiative. So that's going to be Tombfoot.
Tombfoot
Is our first fighter.
You know him, you love him. 6 attacks with the sword. Hitting on 2s now because it is battle round 3. So I got 5 hits.
Brutal.
Wounding on 2s because he's strength 6 for being a zealot. That is going to be 5 wounds at -2.
Yep, goes right through. Injury roll is just a flesh wound. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Now that actually would have been massively influential had I managed to get our shotgun guy in range of this objective. We would have been contesting since he's still alive. But anyway. Well, yeah, but the primary objective thing.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, do I roll with him next?
Yes. Actually now charging models going to me next.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and activate my icon bearer, and I'm going to use my last command point for the stratagem Toxin Gland. So I'll get +1 to wound here. So my hybrid metamorph guy, he's got 3 attacks. He's going to be hitting on 2s with his metamorph talon, re-rolling 1s. All right, so that's 3 hits. This is strength 4 to toughness 4, but +1 to wound for my tactic. So 3s to wound. That's all 3 wounds. All right, into your 4-up invuln.
Oh, failed 2.
All right, fails 2. You're
6s.
insensible to pain or whatever it is.
Got 1.
Oh, got 1. Injury roll is just a flesh wound.
Okay.
All right, and then next up is your gentleman here, Warp Mouth.
Warp Mouth.
Warp Mouth.
All right, so 2 attacks. He's got flesh wound on. So he. Oh no, sorry. That's the guy with the flesh wound.
Yeah, that's my flesh wound. Yeah.
So he's sitting on 2s. That's 1 hit.
1. Very nice.
And then 4s. Good poison. No.
No. Okay. And then now my autogun wielding neophyte here. He's just 1 attack. That's going to hit on a 5 though. Because their weapon skill... Oh, actually, you know what? Let me double check. That 5 might miss. Their weapon skill might be 5-up.
And you got your flesh wound, yeah.
Yeah, so I think their weapon skill is 4-up, but I could be wrong.
Probably should be.
Neophyte hybrid weapon skill 4-up.
Okay,
so that
good.
does in fact hit, yes, because 4-up into 5 for the flesh wound.
Yep.
So 5s to wound, no wound.
Okay.
All right, and then now your strike backs with Dreadclaw and Razorface.
Razorface. All right, so
these names, man.
I love it. So Dreadclaw is going to swing first. He is flesh wounded, but he gets the +1 for it being battle round 3. So he's hitting on 3s again. Does not
Very
matter.
nice.
Very
we
good.
like that.
Very nice.
All right, and then Razor Face.
Razor Face. She or he or whatever it is.
Could be either.
Could be either. Has 3 attacks for being an Akathist.
Yes.
And this is a Mind Phase Gauntlet. So she's going to hit on 2s, or he, or whatever. So that's 3 hits.
Hit, yep.
It's Strength user. It's Strength 3 versus Toughness 3.
3.
So 4s to wound. So I do get 1 wound.
Okay.
It's no AP, and it's damage 2.
So 5 up save. No.
It's damage 2.
Yep. That's going to be an out of action with a 3
3.
plus 1 for the flesh wound.
Yes.
All right. So that is, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be it for combat phase. Morale phase, we've got 5, 6, 7 that are out of action or flesh wounded, so we definitely have to take a break check. Our highest leadership is 8 with Yorl Kraus. So we're fine, we don't break. And then our nerve checks here, we're probably going to get stun locked here. So he is shaken with a 4 plus 5. That's 9. That way exceeds his leadership. So we're shaken there. And then right here, 2 plus 5 is 7. So actually not shaken there.
Good.
So he's good. So we just need 1 shaken token right here. And so morale for the Drukhari, you've got 1 out of action and 2 with flesh wounds out of your original 7. So don't have to take a break check, but you do have to take your nerve checks. This guy is leadership
7.
7, so he can't fail because even on a 6, he's fine, and you can't fail heal here either, as previously discussed. So it's going to straight into battle round 4, initiative phase. Okay, the tides, how they have changed. It's the Drukhari movement phase coming right up. So it's the end of the movement phase for both teams. Really quick, Razor Face readied up. Along with Bone Pest here, he readied up. Warp Mouth.
That's Foulboy.
I'm sorry, no, Warp Mouth.
Dreadclaw.
I'll get it eventually. Dreadclaw fell back. Meanwhile, Foulboy advanced up here. And then this is Warp Mouth.
Yes.
He fell back. So he fell back. Okay. And then Tombfoot stayed in combat. Now, for the Genestealers, of course, our neophyte here stayed in combat because he's shaken. So he has no option but to sit there. I tried another charge with our shotgun neophyte, rolling only a 4 here. So I just went ahead and took the movement just to start getting some movement because I have to try something here. Our banner bearer stayed to try to just weather the storm of fire here because I measured it out 6 ways from Sunday. A fallback here actually would not get me out of range.
Foulboy will have his day.
He's about to have it. And our demolition charge man stayed right here as well because falling back, I at least contest this objective. So you have to fire at him to get him off to try to score points.
Right.
And last but not least, Yorl Kraus made a heroic charge. I did have to use a CP reroll to reroll the charge here, but we did make it in to Bone Pest here, so we charged and connected there. So with that being said, it's going to be the shooting phase coming right up. We are in the shooting phase for turn 4 here, and we're starting off with readied models first. Yep. So
so she Razor Face. I keep calling her a she. I guess it's because like raise her face.
Oh, okay.
So Razor Face is
it's raise her face. So it's like a Pantene Pro V commercial. It's like raise on
Razor
her face.
Yeah. However you want to do it.
Perfect.
Razor Face is going to fire into the demolition sky.
Okay.
Hitting on obscured. Yes?
I would say not, actually, from this angle, because, again, I'm pretty far away from this little piece of cover here. So, not obscured, I'd say.
So hitting on a 3, then.
Gets a
hit. All right. Do you want to take that back?
No, it's fine. I live with my mistakes.
Wounding on 3. Does not wound, though.
There we go. Okay, so we live. And we somehow shuffled...
I think I might want to spend a CP on that.
We shuffled off a flesh wound there. I still have a flesh wound there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to CP reroll that one.
Oh, you're going to reroll that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. So let's try again. 3. There we go.
Oh, no.
AP -1.
So
you do get a save. Come on, Demo Man.
Oh. No.
All right. Can we get him this time? No, we can't.
Oh, that's his second flesh wound then. Okay, and then that's it for readied models.
Okay.
So now we're down to non-readied models, which is your boy.
It's your boy. It's your foul boy.
It's your foul boy.
All right. So I can't determine if I want to roll the D3 first or the number of shots first, because one of them is going to be low and I'm going to be sad.
Yeah.
So let's just do the D3 first. So
D3
this is
for the
AP. So it's going to be AP minus. I should have taken that for the shots.
Okay. All right. And now
number
for the number of shots.
4.
Four.
Okay, we can live with that.
Respectable.
All right, so 4 shots at strength 3, not obscured, so I don't get the bonus for
no
that.
bonus.
But what I do think I'm going to do is pop the
custom
stratagem
ammo.
for custom ammo.
Yeah, so that's the demo stratagem, custom ammo, just +1 to wound rolls. So you'll be wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s now. So wounding on 3s. All right.
For 3 wounds.
For 3 wounds.
Punches right through my armor.
Punches right through the armor, and injury roll.
Is out of action.
Out of action.
Ouch. There goes. This is getting to be real bloody. All right, so that's it for shooting, because
Yes.
I would have had my banner bearer, but he's now liquefied. He's just
literally.
a puddle of he's just a puddle of goop. You see the little like storm drain right here?
Yeah, he's just
like
seeped down into it. Yeah.
down into it. So that's it, and we're gonna go straight into the combat phase.
Yes.
For round 4. It's the combat phase for round 4. Again, this is a pretty easy one. We're going to start off with charging models first, which is going to be the heroic Ural Kraus.
Into the equally heroic Bone Pest.
Yes. So, oh man, I missed a trick on the toxin gland. I should have tried to toxin gland you again. But that is fine. Or, I'm sorry, acidic spit. I should have tried to acidic spit you again. It's all good. So Ural Kraus swinging into Bone Pest. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s or 4s, excuse me.
Okay. Oh no.
Well, I only have 1 CP left anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and re-roll.
Yeah, there you go. Come on.
Might as well just re-roll.
Ural Kraus.
Here.
Yeah,
there we go. Into the 6.
It's
very
a 6.
nice. All right, so he's strength 3, so it's going to be 5s to wound here.
Okay, come on, Ural.
All right. Okay. You know, he's just really depressed from the loss of his brother.
Yeah.
All right. All right, it's all your swings back, my friend.
All right, so we'll go Bone Pest. Who's going to return that favor there? So it's going to be 2 attacks hitting on 2s. They both hit.
Okay.
Wounding on 4s with Haemonculus tools. That's 1 wound.
That's 1 wound.
No AP.
No AP. 5 up save. No. You know, we bought this tray, and I just roll outside of the tray like a dum-dum. Anyway.
It's physics. All right,
roll.
injury roll. That's just a 1. Just a flesh wound.
Nice.
Very nice.
Okay. And then...
Ural will not be taken down so easily.
Not so easily, my friend. All right.
All right, and now it is unfortunately
Oh, God.
Tombfoot's time.
But he did not charge.
He did not charge. So he's only wounding you on 3s. But
Okay,
he's still
let's
hitting
see
you
it.
into his 5 attacks this time with the cleaver. All right, they all hit.
Okay. Okay.
Wounding you on 3s now.
Fair and...
Oh! But 1 goes through. If 5 go through, if 1 go through, the way this game works, it's the same thing. So the injury roll, thank you
Is
very
out
much.
of action. Okay, so he's gone...
Oh, no.
Oh, I laugh at your model. It can't even stand up. All right.
And then
so
he's going to go ahead
gone.
and just consolidate
touch
into
Ural
there.
Kraus. No big surprise there. With that, that's going to be the end of the combat phase. So for morale, I'll do a quick break check. I do not break.
Very nice.
That's amazing. But I do need to take a nerve check for my demolition charge man. Natural 1
very
always
nice.
passes. That's actually huge
That's
for the
big.
scoring. All right, no nerve check here because he doesn't have anything, but we do take a nerve check for Ural Kraus.
Ural Kraus.
Ural Kraus.
See, you said his name wrong, and now it's... Okay.
You know what? I'm going to switch dice here.
Okay.
All right. We've got a +7 to this roll.
All right.
His leadership is 8.
Okay.
So I
Another
have to roll
one.
a natural 1
Yeah,
here.
another 1. Come on.
It could happen.
Ural Kraus.
Ural Kraus, the absolute mad lad.
No one spits on my name.
Yeah. Okay, so Drukhari, morale phase. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of your 7. So you do actually have to take a break check.
Okay.
which you do
6.
not break, because your highest leadership on the
Is
table is
8.
8.
Yeah.
And then your nerve checks, you're still going to all pass again because you have no pluses. So scoring, which by the way, we didn't mention it last round, Drukhari scored a point. So at the end of round 3, the scoring was Genestealer 2 to Drukhari 3. Now on this...
Drukhari 1.
I'm sorry, yeah, Drukhari 1. That's now this round 4, Drukhari hold the middle objective. We contest here, and Drukhari control here.
Yes.
So it brings it 2-2. All right. Now, we have a variable battle length. That's the end of 4. We could go to turn 5. Tim, you have the greatest strategic advantage. So you roll. On a 3 up, the game will continue. On a 1 or a 2, the game ends. It's right there.
Okay.
It's right there.
Just edit it over.
Okay.
It's a 4.
It's a 4. We go to turn 5. Let's go to initiative phase.
Okay.
Here we go. Genestealers roll a 5.
7.
Okay. Okay, so we are at the end of movement phase for both teams again. We've just consolidated it up. So both of our Wracks here, both Warp Mouth and our leader Razorface have charged in. These 2 Wracks here, Foulboy and Dreadclaw, just moved up to hold this objective. Tombfoot and Bonepest stayed in combat with Yorl Kraus. And that was it for Drukhari. For Genestealers, of course, our Demolition stayed here because he got charged. Yorl Kraus stayed in combat, and our Valiant Shotgun Man charged in to support his fearless leader.
Yes.
Now, it's shooting phase. The only thing that's going to happen in the shooting phase is we're going to, once again, use Acidic Spit for Yorl Kraus, who actually I'm going to try to take out Bone Pest. Yeah, because if I can take out Bone Pest, then actually I will control that objective.
Yes.
And it forces you to split your attacks to try to clear both of them.
That's true.
So, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that. So a 5 up. No. All right. So fight phase for this battle round. We'll start off with your charging models here.
Yep. So the leader's going to swing first, Razorface. 3 attacks into the Demolitions guy, hitting on 2s. All right. And Mind Phase Gauntlet, so it's Strength User, so 4 is to wound, Strength 3. We got 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
No AP.
No AP. 5 up saves. Nope. And now injury
2
roll
damage apiece.
with
so
a
I'll roll this first
plus
one.
2 to the roll here, so he's out of action. All right.
Good lord.
Woo. All right, and so that's the charging models there. We'll do my 1 shotgun neophyte into Bone Pest, so hitting on a 4.
Ooh.
He gets a hit. Wounding on a 5.
Oh. 4 up.
Oh.
Command point reroll.
Oh.
6 up. Oh.
Injury roll.
Oh my God.
That
Bone
means
Pest.
right now it worked out exactly as we planned. All right, so now we drop to non-chargers.
Yes.
It's Tombfoot's time.
Tombfoot's time. All right, so Tombfoot is going to put...
He's got to split his attacks.
He does, yeah.
He's got to
So
try to take them both out.
He's going to put 3 into Shotgun Man and 2 into Yorl.
Into Yorl Kraus. Okay, let's see it.
All right, so Shotgun Man, hitting on 2s. All hit. Strength 5, 3s. Oh no! Only 1 wound. Injury roll.
Yes.
Out of action.
Out of action. All right, Yorl Kraus. Literally, I just want to take a minute. The last Genestealer on the board.
Yes.
Yorl Kraus. The only Genestealer to survive a round of combat with Tombfoot.
And live to tell the tale.
Yes.
Can he do it again? Hitting on 2s. Okay. Wounding on 3s. Oh, it doesn't look good. All right, 2 wounds. Injury roll. Oh,
out of action. That's it. So with that, the Genestealers are wiped from the board. It's a resounding Drukhari victory, with the score being an extra 2 points there for them, bringing it up to 4-2 at the end of battle round 5. Let's talk about it. So there you have it, man. What a game.
it was
Wow.
incredible.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, early game, it looked maybe like it was really strong in the
Yeah,
Genestealer
yeah.
cult's favor.
Yeah.
But then as like it went on, that power from pain table really started coming into its own, giving you the reroll charges,
Yeah.
the +1 to hit, all of that stuff.
Yeah. The Four-Armed Emperor is really, really nice. Because
Yes.
you got most of the cold ambush things off for your guys, which is
on
huge.
on the big important things like the anvil,
Yeah.
like my metamorph leader. You know, my big. The only like melee threat that I didn't get it off on was the rock drill, but that worked out, I guess. Okay,
Yeah.
you know,
He's still got in combat one way or another.
yes,
But
well,
yeah.
because so much of it ends up in your face that like he's walking up the board and you're just going to ignore him.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was good to have, especially for this mission where you want to control that center objective.
Yes. Yeah. What a cool mission
Very
too.
cool mission.
Like because a lot of the other missions are just like, do you hold objectives? You get that many points.
Right.
But this one is like, no, you have to hold the center, which is the most dangerous part of the board.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, hold others. So it really like this sort of mission would not work for a really elite kill list.
Yeah.
Like a kill team list that was like 5 models.
Like Custodes.
Yeah. If you're playing your Custodes list, like
It'd be tough.
it'd be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so many cool moments in the game too. Like
moments.
holy cow.
Yeah. A Bone Pest, man. Finally got someone with the bone explosion.
Yes.
Man, I just loved his name, so I wanted him to do something.
Yeah.
He did get to do something. Foul Boy, finally, it took him charging across the field to finally get his liquefier gun off, but he did.
Yeah.
And it was
Which
glorious.
I want to say, you know, his liquefier gun, even though it was round 4 before he fired it, or round 5, but the fear of it controlled my play. Like the fact that it was going to be wounding me on 4s, 3s if I was obscured, 2s if I was obscured and you use the tactic, and it had that variable AP and only have 5-up saves. It's like that was like that's a scary gun for me, and so it was like I have got to stay out of its range.
Yeah, it's interesting the things that you see that actually are really viable in Kill Team that aren't as appealing in 40K.
Yeah.
Like the liquefier gun, I rarely ever take it. It's very expensive, but in Kill Team, especially as a demo specialist where he's getting those bonuses to wound,
Huge.
it's a really, really attractive gun. Same thing with the Hex Rifle, though I did get lucky because Razorface was getting charged left and right.
That was crazy. It was like, okay, we're going to charge the leader. 6.
Boom, 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think he got off a mortal wound too with it. Yeah, so it's another really cool gun. Yeah, I really like the team. I've always, like I said, liked the Haemonculus Covens, Wracks in general. I just think are really cool. So I'm glad they're well represented in Kill Team, and of course the Grotesque. He's a monster.
Yes, he is
all the time.
Brutal. I underestimated him, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I thought the anvil, I didn't expect to one-shot him, but I definitely expected to do more than just 2 wounds.
Yeah.
You know. So that was, and I didn't roll especially poorly for him. Just, you know, between your invuln and then you have the power from pains. The what is it? The Inert
to Suffering is the 6+ ignore.
Yeah, that, I mean, really what I needed to do was I needed to get him in with his rock drill power to just like chunk
And I
those
had to
mortal
keep
wounds
in
on
mind constantly where the rock drill was in relation to Tombfoot because I did not want him to get in there. And
next time you bring a list like this, I'm going to have to bring the heavy rock cutter because that one has a special rule where it's like if you do damage, then whatever your remaining wounds, I roll a die, and if I roll above that, you're just out of action.
Just gone, yeah.
So it's like that would be if I brought the drill, the anvil, and the heavy rock cutter, and was like, okay, that to that, like I'll take it out, you know, and then you have to it'll really skew like your shooting priority because you're like, I got to clear those before I land over here. So.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, we only really saw Tombfoot here in like one-on-one combat. I think he becomes a wrecking ball if you send him into like 3 guys or something at a time, especially as that zealot with 6 attacks. A lot of things in Kill Team are toughness 3.
Yes.
So he's wounding them on 2s.
Speaking of wrecking balls, I'll tell you who's a wrecking ball. Yorl Kraus. Yorl Kraus, the absolute mad lad.
Yeah, he represented for sure.
He did. I mean, the rest. Can you imagine what a cool scenario, right? So you've got you've got this giant hulking monstrosity,
Right.
That's just like cleaving through your team.
Yeah.
And you charge in, and you're there, and you're like, you survive the first blows.
You don't do anything.
But you survive the first blows, and you stare him down. And in fact, you're so bold as to spit in the face of not him, but the much lesser threat. Yeah. You're like, no.
Yeah. Which still didn't do anything. But he did it.
Yes. Oh man, but I mean, honestly,
he took out Bone Pest, didn't he?
He did take out Bone Pest with his power.
Yeah,
pick.
so that is the alpha move.
Yeah, which actually I wanted to say, it's D3 damage. I only rolled one die. I rolled one die for the injury roll.
Okay.
But it's D3 damage. So, what a cool moment of only rolling the one die and getting it. But like, actually, probably it would have had it anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a cool story moment too of being like, he's the leader. He's the last one alive of the kill team, and he's like, against all odds, it's a do or die.
Yep.
And he just didn't.
He took one of them out.
Some say he hasn't died, but only slunk back to the shadows.
Yeah. Well, he probably got thrown onto a raider and taken back to Komarov to fight in the witch cult pits.
In the pits, right.
Which I'm sure he would, enjoy.
He'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
He'd probably be good.
So, a win-win.
Awesome. Yeah. Any other thoughts about the game?
No. I think the Covens are really nice. Prophets of Flesh is extremely good. The 4-up invuln on everything is it's really good.
Super good.
So yeah, I would recommend trying them out. I know I definitely will be again.
Doing them more, yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in
right,
and playing, and we'll hope to see you on the next one soon. Thank you for watching, and again, if you liked this and you want to see more videos, please subscribe to the channel. We're putting out new Kill Team videos every Wednesday. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.